Hello, welcome back to the Salty Doodle Show. As I stand here, I watched some of these episodes back, and I realized that I sound like a game show host, like a "Tell him what he's won, Johnny," and he's won himself a brand new car. I'm just trying to build stuff and show you how I do it. Is all I'm trying to do here. So I think what we'll do, we're going to turn this pile of wood behind me into a rolling workbench. And then we're going to work on some outboard motors and flip some boats. So I'm going to take you on that journey. So without further ado, let's make it happen, Captain. All right, let's start building this thing. So a little bit of research I did kind of says to make it 2 inches lower than your elbow. My elbow is maybe 42 inches off the ground from what I can tell measuring myself. So I'm going to make it like 40. So what I bought, Amazon, like $17. These are 4,500 pound rated. It's almost like a skateboard wheel. I don't know. Anyway, that's locks on all of them, which is nice. So it came in a set of 4. So let's measure that and see. We'll have to add that to the overall height there. So let's see here. Looks like 3 3/4 inches roughly. Let's just say 4 because whatever, right? I'm not building Seiko watches here. So let's say, where's my pencil? The only pencil I can find. Anyway, got my square tape measure, pencil. All right, so I got my wood here, got my starter piece there. So we're going to do 40 minus 4. So we'll go with 36-inch piece. And then this plywood is only, I think it's, say 1/2 inch plywood. So I'm not going to factor that into it either. So again, we're not splitting hairs here. I did take off my guard, which I know I'm not supposed to, but I did because it won't fit on my shelf with it. So I had to take it off. So I'm going to be careful. Famous last words, right? Be careful. All right, so let's go ahead. Piece of 2x4 is never true. The ends aren't true. So I typically just cut them off. I should probably put something back here on the end to kind of make it reasonably level. And we'll start building our legs. So that's what I'm going to work on first, the legs. 36-inch. I'm going to double them up. So making basically a 4x4 out of them. And then we're going to build a frame for the top of the workbench. We're going to build a second frame for the bottom of the workbench. And I'm going to cut that plywood in half. And whatever that comes out in half is how wide I'm going to make this workbench. So let's do it. The grain is turning in, the grain is turning into each other, so that way if they start to warp, they'll warp into each other instead of away from each other. So we'll go with that. Bang, bang, bang. Now, let's figure out the top. Will dictate how big to make this workbench. And by the way, This piece of plywood came off of, this is a pergola behind here. Was shipped on a huge pallet. It's like a 7x3 pallet, I think it was. And this was on the bottom of it, securing the lid because it was like 500 pounds of stuff. So I stripped it all back last weekend. And I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it, so might as well use it. Free piece of plywood, sort of. If you want to call it that, but somewhat free. I was just going to cut it up and throw it away anyway, so might as well use it. Alright, so let's figure out. This plywood sounds like thunder now, maybe. Call it 90 inches. After that, 45 inches. 45 inches. Okay, so 8-footer. At least get 2 of them, 2 runners out of it. And then what are we this way? We'll call it 36 1/4. What if it's square? Probably not. Yeah, pretty good. Let's make the runners 45 inches. These legs are going to go in the inside of it. Alright, so these will be this piece here. Let's make that 36 1/4. Cut in 36 1/4. Like being the business part of this. Alright, so there's the framework of the top. Holy moly. Alright, frame 1. I said that 15 times now and I have a problem with that. What do I want to do with these legs? Ideally, you'd probably glue it, send screws in it, vise them overnight. Again, I'm not building watches, so I think we're fine. But I will attach them. So this is kind of what I had in my mind here. Again, the cupping facing each other. And then I was just going to send maybe some lag bolts through there. I have lag bolts. I just have to have enough for the wheels. Maybe send at least 1 in there. A bunch of 3-inch long screws and yeah. But like I said, ideally you probably want to glue these if you were building something that was really precision or whatever you want to call it. But let's just go with that. And then we'll use these. Put them together. Let's float on me a little bit. Happens sometimes when you do vice grip stuff, it wants to float. You get it tightened down, kind of wants to go where it wants to go. Okay, not bad. Terribly bad. And then down here, just use another one. Got them, I might as well use them. All the home improvement projects I've done in my life. Alright, there we go. Let's see. About 2.5 inch deck screw. Alright, they should be good. 2.5 inch long screws. Heck yeah, that'll work. Let's throw this up on my workbench. Let's do this. Need that bad boy for here. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's fasten this up. I think we'll do a bunch on this side. We'll flip it around and screw it on the other side. Yeah, let's do that. Lag it in there and build my frame around the bottom. Okay, and by the way, I think, alright, so how I can tell if this is square, you can do the same with a deck. Go on the point at 59 and looks like 5/8. And point off just a smidge, about 1/8 of an inch off. That could also be where my tape measure is placed, but it's about 1/8 off at a square, which, you know, you can adjust that. Yeah, but I'm good with that. It's square enough. And the plywood's probably not true anyway, so yeah, I'll be based on that too. Alright, so let's just keep going here. Alright, back here with you, sweated wet. I just made the rest of the legs. Rinse and repeat. I didn't want to bore you to death with the same process over and over and over again. So we did all that, repeated all that. Got my legs stuck on here, just kind of clamped, leveled it out a little bit. So I think what we're going to do, sit down here on the ground first off. I'm just plucking these out of my box. It's on the shelf over there. I don't want to hit anything. It's not bad. Yeah, I can live with that. All right, pull these off. And let's move over there about a 3/4 of an inch again. Get it there. There. Put my drill bit back on here. It should be cool enough. And you gotta punch it through. Put her in first gear. Whew, smoking my bit. I think she might be shot. Smoked it. Okay, we're good. All right, punch these through. And one more. Good. All right, do we want to punch some on the side? I don't know. Maybe. And this will stiffen up even more when I get the frame around the base here. And I can perfect that way. Okay. It's gonna get heavy. All right, do I want to send some more in there? Yes. The answer is yes. But we're not gonna go to the extreme I just did. So let's go center of this 2x, that top one. Center of that one. I don't want to hit my screws, which I think will be okay still. I think I'll be alright. Alright. Yeah, it'll be close, but I'm gonna hit these front ones probably. But on this side I shouldn't. Yeah, that side I won't. Alright, so let's just call it. Let's just go in the back half here. I don't want to hit the other screws, or I have to offset them. I think this is plenty. Good. Yeah, we'll just go with 3 on this side. I mean, I think that's fair. Good. That bad boy ain't going nowhere. This should be able to take my weight. Hopefully. I think it will. 1 down, 3 to go. And to save my camera, I'm just gonna pause it. When I come back, these should all be on. Just keep rinsing, repeat. Leveling up as you go. Drag lag bolts in when you can. Oh, don't forget them, but I feel pretty confident that it's not going anywhere. So let's pick up with the legs on and we'll go from there. We'll cut some more wood, do the base, and get the wheels on, flip it over, get the top on, cut that down, and finish this project. All right, we got our legs on here. We're all lagged on, screwed on. The next thing to do here is to basically build the same frame but up higher here, or lower I guess you could say. So let's do that. I'm just going to repeat what I've done down here. Same length, that's 45, and then 30 should be 36 and a quarter, which they are. So I need to build that, put that around the perimeter, and then we'll stick the wheels on it. .45, two 45s. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so there's our pieces for this. Then I gotta pick how far down I want them. So let's measure up from, let's go. And you can just pick anything here. Let's go with 28, standing out to me. 28. 28. 28. And 28. Alright. So now we can transfer that mark around all sides. Should have all our marks here. So what we can do, my vice grips here, I'll certainly use these to help hold that piece of wood up. And we can just put that on there, make sure it's cupped the correct way, which it is. It is. We can adjust this as we go. There's that. Now I know some of these are not level. I'm find the one that is level. That one's not terribly bad. Maybe this one is off some. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. So I gotta pull this that way. Better. Okay. Alright. Alright. Booger. I'm trying to make that flush. I got a line here. Here's that one. Vice grips in the way as usual. Alright, that should hold out enough for me to pull this side. Right, so touching the line there. Okay, we're pretty good there. I'm happy with that. Let's stick this bad boy on there. So I can either try and pull this into it, or I'm gonna have to try and ratchet strap it and pull. Get two of them going here. That's what we're gonna do. Just repeat that process around, and then I'll put the wheels on, flip it over, put the plywood on, cut it off, make a mess, and then put the plywood on the bottom. I got all the supports on the bottom here. That was a bear, and I overscrew everything. When I did, obviously I overbuilt it, but the only thing here is I'll point out I have 9 screws in here, and then you have to offset the screws on this side. Otherwise, they'll just all run into each other, of course, and you'll be fighting that. So you have to keep that in mind. So just offset your screws. Again, I think I overbuilt it, but it's going to be supporting some weight, some tools, and some engine type of stuff. So now we're going to put these wheels on. So it's like a skateboard wheel, I guess. Came with a bunch of bolts. Obviously I can't use them in my application. They don't look bad. I'm sure I can use it for something, some kind of boat build or something like that. I can use that for, I'm sure. So we'll see how these hold up. Again, they're like 4,500 pound limits on them. They swivel. They got little locks on the back here, which doesn't look too easy to use. We'll see. So I guess I have to keep that in mind. I was just going to center them in the center of the 4x4, but I don't know if that'll work with trying to lock it. I guess it still will. Yeah, it looks like I get enough room there. So just center it. Again, I'm not building watches, so I'll just center it the best I can. Let me grab some more screws. I really put a hurting on my deck screws, but what else am I going to use them anyway? So, just make sure you get a lot of screws if you build something like this, or you don't have to ever do it like I did. Whatever. Okay. So let's go ahead and actually let's just do it this way. So I got it in there center. I'm not gonna go crazy measuring it. In fact, I think I'll use a marker for this. Use a Sharpie, blue Sharpie. And just mark each hole. And I'll show you how to do one, and then we can I'll just do the rest, and we'll come back again. There we go. I don't know how much you caught of that because my microphone died, so we're on now. Let me show you this. Here's what I've done. These just swivel out of the way, pre-drill the holes, got the 2 3-inch deck screws in it, and then I'm going to put these 2-inch lags and added corner holes. This is your stop that you push down with your foot to keep it from rolling away. But we'll do all 4 of them there, and then we'll come back. But let me get these lags in. And again, just a 7/16 socket. I'm going to use my drill. I don't have an impact for this yet. probably end up purchasing one here in the too distant future. Torque wrench. Okay, and I'm gonna drive these home, flip her on two. I don't run them all the way down because I don't want to strip them out. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Goes that far. And then I use my ratchet. I drive it here the rest of the way. That was good. That one's good. Okay. Now she just swivels around there and we'll see how it rolls when we come back. But I'll do the other three and then I'll come back and we'll see how it rolls and stays put. Alright, got the wheels on here. See how it works. But they're all on. 3-inch screws, catty corner, 2-inch legs, catty corner. And let's flip this bad boy over and kind of see how it goes here. Let's try it. Try it before I buy it. You know. Oh, nearly. There we go. Well, it rolls nice. Certainly does. Let's lock them down. Lock it down. Lock it down. Okay. 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 Well, there they're locked. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, on with the top. To make sure it'll hit. Screw on that edge. Alright, last corner. 18 and 1/8. 9 16ths. Alright, here's what I got so far. So I put the plywood on, so I realized that I messed up. And this is why I do this stuff, because I am not perfect. So when I measured this plywood, I measured it this direction, which is 36 1/4, which is what I got. But I made this board 36 1/4 and didn't take into account the 1.5 inch pieces that I have on the outside here. So what I should have done was subtracted that from the 36 1/4, which would have gave me 33 1/4 piece inside here, which would have brought that in more. And then I could have just flipped this piece of plywood this way, cut it off, and been done with it. But I messed up. So when you do this stuff, you gotta keep that in consideration. That your piece, the main piece, ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be the width of this. It's gonna be the outside edges. So I messed up. So hence why I turned it this way. Still will work. But now I gotta rip a piece over here on this side. Hence why the table saw is up there. Now, you can do this with a circular saw. You can certainly do everything. You don't need these tools. A lot of people are, it is intimidating. All right, I'll give you that. But I've been around it for a long time. Doesn't mean you won't get hurt. I have all the guards on it. I have the anti-kickback on it. The guards here keep your fingers out of the business part. But what I did here was I struck a line across here. That's where I'm going to cut it off on the table saw, but you can certainly use your battery operated circular saw or power and do the same exact thing. You can ride along the edge here if you feel confident that you won't get into the wood, which is pretty tough to do. I mean, you can use it as a guide, but it's also going to be cutting. So if you get out of whack too much, it's going to be cutting and slicing that side of that 2x4 off. So I don't think you want that. So that's why I'm just going to pull it off, throw it on the table saw, get a clean cut, and then I'm going to rip a piece over there on that side. And then whatever I got left, I'll put on the bottom here. I do have cargo flooring, which was left over from another project, which I don't really know what to do with, because by the time I live in a new house, so by the time my floors need to be updated, I think that's going to be obsolete and I'll never find it again anyway. So I might just throw cargo flooring down here, put a support in the middle, and call it a day. Again, it's a workbench. It's going to get messed up. I don't really care, but this is all the plywood I got, and I'm not going to go buy any just for this. So what I did purchase though was this 6-inch vice grip. So I got to figure out how to mount that. So I'm going to put some blocking in here, and I did put this blocking in here where I can screw this board to and screw the next piece to. But I was looking at this, and I gotta figure out a way to get this on here and miss all the screws that I got in there and all that jazz, and still be able to turn this vise in and out. So I gotta put some blocking in there for sure, but I want to be able to swing this way, which I think I can still do. Looks like I can. Yeah, I can still swing it and turn it. Just have to pick up the handle there a little bit. But what I was thinking, it came with bolts to bolt it fast. These are the bolts that they gave me. Maybe like a 3-inch bolt. Maybe I don't know, 5 inches long. I mean, I can use them. It doesn't give me any of the hardware, no lock washers or anything like that. But I could maybe use a lag here. I got this 5-inch lags, 5.5-inch lags. I could probably lag down through there. This is left over from my decking projects. I mean, that's beefy. It's 5/16, 5.5-inch lags. I mean, that'll definitely do it. So I could come down through here like that and just go through the 4x4. I could do that, and then I got to put some kind of blocking in here, and I'll just through bolt it and not use these. So I'll just use one of them. Kind of gives you a weird, it's not match, whatever. Again, it is a workbench. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to move this where I'm going to miss the screws and bolts and everything else that I got in here. Looks like maybe I can go something like that. Yeah, I could do this. Yeah, I think it looks like I'll miss my screws. Missing those screws here. I might be hitting though. You really don't have a lot of option here. Okay, and we need 3 screws over there, 3 screws over here. Pick these guys up on top here, and we need our square. Okay, we'll sit down on the ground for this. So I have everything I need. Sweating like a hog again. And by the way, you can use your square. Like when you're building a deck, this is how you can square things off. Just like that. So let's transfer that number over here, that on. Go center again. Okay, that felt pretty decent. Okay, let's square it off. Feels pretty good there. Square. Okay, I'm gonna go anywhere now on this side, especially. Fair enough. Alright, that's 3 in there. Let's go on the other side. Alright, everybody, here's the final product of the rolling workbench. That's kind of how it came out. I lost some video here to finish it up and wrap it up for some reason, so I'm just kind of shooting what it kind of looks like now. I did end up putting the vise on here like I was showing you. Had to go with some different kinds of bolts and things that I had laying around my garage here, but I got it to work. Ripped that small piece. I think I didn't show that. I ran out of that video, so I did have to rip a piece here for the side, and I showed you how I kind of messed up on the measurements, but that's the final product. Seems like it's gonna work out pretty well. It's pretty sturdy, so like I said, I got all kinds of screws in here. I got blocking up underneath here. Maybe I can see that here. There's my blocking. I still got to put the nuts and washers on that, which I just got from Amazon. This is what I got. So I'll end up put that on there. And that's the product they got here, so that should work out. So I appreciate y'all hanging on with me here with the video. If you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. We can grow the channel. And hit that like button as well. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned for some other videos here. I'm going to post got some coming up here, and I'll continue to work on my garage/shop. So until next time, stay salty, my friends.